This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 18th, and it happened again last night around the exact same time.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Rain. Began to rain about 7:30, John. It's a whole new sound the past few weeks.
I know. It's nice, right?
Is this our new normal?
I don't know what our new normal is anymore. Yesterday we hit 97 degrees. 97 degrees in May. I mean, that's, just a nudge away from an all-time high record for any day of the year.
Wow.
In Florida and Sarasota. So very warm temperatures yesterday. And, yeah, we got a little bit of rainfall. We got some more rainfall in Manatee County as well, which has been kind of on the short shift side over the last couple of days in terms of rainfall. So it was good that they got some, too. Probably a little less rainfall today, I think. We have some drier air that's going to work its way in, but we still have hopes out for the weekend for better rainfall then. A lot of sunshine across the region, not a drop of rain falling for your morning commute. We'll look for daytime highs that again top out warm, coming in the mid to upper 90s again today. So another hot day here on the Suncoast. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Got a problem already on Cortez. We're hoping that our producer can click on that and find out more about what that situation actually is on Cortez around 75th. So for right now, all we can tell you is it looks like an accident right there. Also on 301 northbound lane, heading toward downtown Braden, that is, a little slowdown already around State Road 70. Farther south in the maps on Sarasota County, we'll check that. Nothing much to report at this hour. A little slowdown there in Clark, heading eastbound. And then southbound maps, or rather South County maps, will show us a bit of a buildup already, both coming off 75 on 681 and heading toward 75 on 681. 5:02 right now, topping our news. We're waking up to a warning. This is unusual now about poisonous caterpillars.
That's right. These caterpillars can leave a sting worse than a jellyfish, and they're actually right here in Florida. Our Rick Adams has more.
I have not seen any of these.
Like many folks, longtime Sarasota resident Brigham Clegg didn't even realize these caterpillars existed. Experts say there are at least 7 kinds of poisonous caterpillars. Clegg tells us he would be especially concerned for his grandchildren just because of the colorful nature of these caterpillars.
I would imagine if you're under the age of 8, you probably would want to touch it, or at least examine it.
The most common poisonous caterpillars that have been spotted in Florida are the puss caterpillar, the saddleback caterpillar, the low moth caterpillar, and the hag caterpillar. The staff at the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences Extension in Sarasota County says the sting from one of these caterpillars packs a pretty powerful punch.
It can be pretty painful. Some people are probably more susceptible than others to the pain, but people have had to go to the hospital with it before.
We're being told a puss caterpillar has a more powerful sting than a bee or a jellyfish. What happens when someone is in contact with a puss caterpillar is the fur breaks off the caterpillar and pierces the skin, causing a fire-like pain.
If you immediately put some clear tape on it and pull that'll help pull some of the spines out of your skin, and then apply baking soda and with a paste made out of water, and then put an ice pack over it. That would help.
Experts tell us these poisonous caterpillars can really show up anywhere, especially at places like here, where there are a lot of trees and bushes. Holly has this bit of advice for folks enjoying the great outdoors.
Be careful what you're doing and not rubbing against plants with, check and see if there's something on them first, if you're going to be holding plants to move them or anything like that.
As for Clegg, he says he's happy that he now knows about these potentially dangerous caterpillars.
I'm going to be a lot more aware now when I go out and do yard work because I live in a wooded neighborhood.
Reporting from Sarasota County, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, for more information on those poisonous caterpillars, you can log on to our website at mysuncoast.com.
Developing overnight, a 3-car crash in Port Charlotte under investigation. A pickup truck rolled over onto its side. The driver was flown to the hospital in Fort Myers. 2 lanes of State Road 776 were blocked, causing delays eastbound from Englewood to Port Charlotte. Those lanes are back open this morning, but the investigation is ongoing.
We continue to follow the trial of accused triple murderer Andres Avalos this morning. The only eyewitness to the incident takes the stand and speaks about the day she lost her husband. The widow of Reverend James Tripp Battle says she watched Andres Avalos shoot and kill her husband. Joy Battle says Avalos had told her about his suspicions that his wife Amber was having an affair with Battle.
I assured him that I had been around Tripp and Amber quite a bit, working with them at the church. I was there more than either one of them. And so anytime they were there, I was also there. And, you know, living with Tripp and being his wife, I was not picking up on the same, I didn't have that same feeling.
Joy was at the church the day Battle was killed. She says she was alone when Avalos showed up. When Pastor Battle arrived, Joy says Avalos met him on the sidewalk and shot him 4 times. Closing arguments in this case are expected today.
Happening today right next door to the Manatee County Courthouse, Bradenton police will honor their only 2 officers ever killed in the line of duty. As part of National Police Week, the department is honoring officers Steve Bennett and Carl Cox. They'll unveil a memorial that will be on display in the department's lobby. The ceremony is set for 10:30 a.m. and it is open to the public at the historic courthouse next to the main courthouse in downtown Bradenton. Also part of National Police Week, the Florida Department of Corrections will honor 2 fallen officers killed last year in the line of duty. The department had its annual wreath laying ceremony yesterday at the Correctional Institute near Tallahassee. They paid tribute to Sergeant Jorge Ramos, who died during a department training event in Miami-Dade County, and also Karen Smith, who died of a heart attack while on duty in Union County. Department Secretary Julie Jones says their jobs are often thankless, and we need to remember the work done by all employees who keep the public safe.
Each name represents a hero, a member who took an oath to bravely serve the people of the state of Florida, and they died in the line of duty. Today we proudly honor them, and also we never forget them.
Both Ramos and Smith were added to the list of 47 other names from the Department of Corrections who have died in line of duty in Florida.
Happening today, opponents to federal health care reform are having another die-in protest at a local congressman's office. The die-in is a protest of Congressman Tom Rooney's recent vote in support of repealing and replacing Obamacare. Members want to express the severe consequences that tens of thousands of his constituents could suffer if the Trump care bill he voted for becomes law. The Senate will be voting on that plan in the coming weeks, but that protest is today at 11:30 a.m. in Punta Gorda.
Also happening today, with hurricane season set to start in 2 weeks, Florida Power and Light will install new, stronger concrete power poles today in Bradenton. The power company is looking to make upgrades to power lines throughout the Suncoast. This to make energy grids more storm resilient and improve reliability year-round. FPL field crews will be installing concrete power poles capable of resisting winds of 130 miles per hour today at 10 a.m. on Independence Drive, just south of Cortez in Bradenton.
A follow-up now on a school bus driver credited with helping a dozen students after an accident in Sarasota last month. The Sarasota County School Board honoring Dan Dunn and his wife Chris Dunn. The assistant superintendent and transportation director presented the Dunns with the first ever Sarasota County Schools Hero Award. Dan Dunn was driving the bus on April 11th when a car made a left turn in front of the bus, causing an accident. He and his wife helped get all the kids off the bus to safety. Oak Park principal Edwina Oliver said she thinks they saved students' lives that day. And while we're applauding one bus driver, we're in shock by another. This morning, more than a dozen children and a bus driver are at a hospital in Pennsylvania after their school bus overturns. One child who was trapped under the bus is in critical condition. Police say the crash was caused by a hit-and-run driver on Wednesday morning. Officials say the bus collided with a tractor trailer hauling a pre-manufactured home. Authorities are now looking for a male driver in another vehicle who caused that crash when he tried to pass 2 tractor trailers and their escort vehicles. A spokesman at the hospital says 3 children sustained traumatic injuries, but most of the children between the ages of 7 and 18 have minor injuries.
This Sunday marks the end of the Ringling Brothers Circus, and we met one Suncoast man who may have one of the largest collections of circus memorabilia anywhere. Look at this. Pete Adams moved to Sarasota 15 years ago to be closer to the circus community here in Sarasota. In the past 15 years, the collection in his garage has grown to nearly 20,000 items. He says his obsession with the circus began when his parents began taking him to the Shriners Circus for his birthday each year. Adams had strong words for Feld Entertainment for getting rich off the Ringling Circus and then later dropping it. Listen to this about Kenneth Feld Jr.
I personally was disappointed. I think it was something that if his dad was still alive, he'd be very disappointed in his family. I truly believe that they made their money to buy the operations that they have today based upon what they made originally from the circus sales.
I will show you more of Pete's collection in a special report today at 5 on ABC 7. I was in his house. It's amazing. The living room is all circus, the back room, the garage. Can't use the garage anymore, obviously.
Oh, no kidding. That much stuff.
Oh, 20,000 items in there.
Did you have a favorite one that you saw when you were in there?
There's some nice little posters I wouldn't mind borrowing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Talk about a niche collection. Huh?
Right.
Did he get any stuff from the recent sale, I wonder? Of the,
No, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And he did not. He did not.
No.
Did not join that auction that the fellow had. Yeah.
We have across our region again more warm temperatures. I tell you what, it was so hot yesterday.
Yeah.
So
It was.
ridiculously hot. And the same thing again today, I think, very warm temperatures. We'll talk about that and rain chances in a second.
All right, still ahead, a new performance group on the Suncoast looking to bring music to your ears.
And coming up a little later in the hour, wildfires and drought are making one kind of wild dog come out from the woods, and it's concerning residents here in Florida. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, one way to know you're going to have a warm afternoon is if you have a warm start to the morning, and check it out. 77, almost 80 degrees already in Tampa at this hour of the morning. 75 Fort Myers, 76 in Naples, 72 in Orlando. Even go to Panama, Pensacola, 77 degrees. I mean, we are in for a hot day again today. Currently, temperatures across the region are running anywhere from 6 to 7 degrees above average. We've got Wauchula coming in at 72, 70 in Arcadia, 72 Mayaca. Parrish coming in at 73, Bradenton 75, Sarasota 74, 73 in Venice. It's just very, very hot today. We look for 74 degrees. The air temperature, dew point coming in at 69, east wind at about 8 right now. Across the peninsula, we are seeing the fire danger indexes continuing to rise. The only place that has gotten a little bit better is because of the rainfall over the last couple of days. Sarasota has dropped from high to moderate in terms of how fast a fire could start, get out of control. That's what this index shows you. However, that said, all of the surrounding counties have gone up in the scale in terms of fire danger risk. We now have very high categories in several, actually, counties surrounding our area. So, again, the fire danger remains high across the region, and I don't think we'll see a whole lot of rainfall again today to help out with that drought and the dry vegetation in the understory of our wildlands. We're looking at dry air aloft, indicated here by the tan colorizations on the water vapor imagery all over. From about central Florida south, really, is where the deepest moisture is. But there's our hope. We continue to watch this. We'd like to see a little bit of this start to lift a little bit further to the north. That would enhance rainfall chances tomorrow. And it's really the hinge, the kicker that would bring about the rain chances that I've put into this forecast. So we're really hoping to see some of that start to lift north as early as tomorrow. High pressure stays off the mid-Atlantic coast, brings us that easterly wind flow again today. Breezy at times. It'll keep that sea breeze pinned close to the coast, and because of the dry air in place, reduce the number of showers that we see a little bit later on today. Low pressure back to the west. Check it out, snowfall. I'm talking 3 feet of snow possible in the mountains surrounding Denver. Widespread 10 to 12 to 15-inch snowfalls in parts of Wyoming and Colorado today. Pretty impressive. Also, the danger of some very severe weather today, too, in Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma. Showers and thunderstorms through the deep south remain pretty quiet, actually. So I think the Atlanta airport, the Raleigh-Durham airport, Charlotte airport all look pretty good today. We're hoping to see some of that moisture work its way in here by tomorrow, bringing our rain chances on Friday into Saturday to 40 to 50%. That would be nice. And that's for everybody, not just coastal residents, as we have seen. Temperatures will remain warm for today and tomorrow and a lot of the weekend as well. So stay hydrated. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, there is an accident over towards Cortez Road and 75th Street West. So if you are heading through out that area, keep an eye on that as we head throughout Manatee County. Not a whole lot going on. Same goes for Sarasota County. A little bit of congestion as you're heading south on 41. And as we head into South County, pretty quiet throughout that area. A little bit of congestion on that extension as you get off of 75 onto 681. But other than that, looking good on your morning commute this morning. And there's no denying the theater and arts are deeply rooted here in Sarasota. We all know it, but a new performing arts organization is now making a name for itself on the Suncoast.
It's called the Sarasota Festival of Vocal Arts. And they take the stage for the first time this weekend, and Linda Carson has a preview.
The Sarasota Festival of Vocal Arts makes its debut right here on the stage of the Cook Theater at the Oslo Rep this weekend. Here's a sample of what you'll hear.
The Sarasota Festival of Vocal Arts was a brainchild of ours to present works primarily in English or in English translation. Also because our very good friend Thomas Pasitieri, world-famous composer, settled in Sarasota.
And this is the music from Pasitieri's one-act comic opera commissioned by Juilliard called Signor Deluso.
A tale of confusion and mistaken identities, in which opera deals with better than any other medium. It's sort of like a soap opera, actually. A story that touches every part of everybody's life, love, jealousy. It's very relatable.
Sarasota native Johanna Fincher plays the young lover, Celie, in the opera.
She's dramatic and stubborn, and she's full of passion and a lot of hope.
Johanna grew up in Sarasota, just what the Sarasota Festival of Vocal Artists is looking for.
We'd like to feature some of the fantastic voices that we have right here in our home state of Florida. I mean, they're incredible pool of talent here.
And they're hoping that opening night is the beginning of many years of song for the Sarasota Festival of Voices.
The first night, Friday night, is opening, and we will open with Belle Nuit, the barcarolle from Tales of Hoffmann, which pretty much says Lovely Night, O Night Divine, which opens the festival. So I will sing that with Stella Zambalas, a very famous soprano. Then we will go into some chamber works and art songs.
There are 2 performances this weekend, entirely different shows, one at 7:30 Friday, one at 7:30 Saturday here in the Cook Theater. And this is just the beginning of great things to come. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I understand you were an opera singer before.
Oh, please. No, we've been over here debating whether we like opera or classical better. Interested to know what you all think,
Yes.
but I prefer classical and opera. I like both.
And I like rap. No.
Oh, well, that would be odd.
Actually, I do. It's all good, though.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, McDonald's lovers may see delivery in their future. That's right. We'll tell you who they're partnering with to bring your fast food favorites right to your door.
And next half hour, an officer tries to help a man in his car, and it almost costs him his life.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You're the only one who can dance to that music.
It's entertaining. I got to keep myself energetic in the morning.
Yes, good idea. That's our goal. 97 degrees. We broke a record yesterday.
I know. It was hot out there.
Man, all right, 524 right now.
Well, the fight to be the go-to virtual assistant is getting more competitive now that Google's Assistant app is now available for the iPhone.
Here's today's Tech Bites report.
In today's Tech Bites, there's a showdown set to take place on your iPhone.
So users now have access to Google's Assistant.
That means Google's app will go head-to-head against Siri.
Experts say Siri is easier to access, but Google Assistant may provide more suggestions.
McDonald's is expanding its Mac delivery service partnership with Uber Eats.
Folks in Chicago, Columbus, Los Angeles, and Phoenix can now get their Big Macs and fries delivered. McDelivery launches first in cities across Florida. And here's something that might make it easier to carry your phone and your cup of joe. It's apparently a phone case that can brew espresso.
Okay, so the makers, they're trying to raise funds on Kickstarter. The case is said to fit Apple and Android devices.
But does it come with a little espresso cup, too?
No, it doesn't. That's
Sugar?
your own...
Mini spoon?
I don't know about this one.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Aleve.
Fun in art class. Come close, come close. I like that.
When your pain reliever stops working, your whole day stops.
Try this.
For minor arthritis pain, only Aleve can stop pain for up to 12 straight hours with just one pill.
Thank you. Come on, everybody.
You can't quit. Neither should your pain reliever. Stay all day strong with 12-hour Aleve.
It's wild out there, but now you can let your dogs out. Just protect them with Simparica, the monthly chew that virtually wipes out fleas and ticks. Studies showed that at the end of the month, Simparica killed more ticks in less time than both Frontline and NexGard. Simparica may cause abnormal neurologic signs, such as tremors, unsteadiness, and/or seizures. The most frequently reported adverse reactions were vomiting and diarrhea. So get Simparica for protection that goes on and on.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, reaction to the appointment of a special counsel to examine possible Russian involvement in the U.S. presidential election.
And President Trump has another top official in the White House this morning as they look to resolve an epidemic affecting both countries.
And the student suspected in a fatal stabbing on the campus of Austin appears in court for the first time. The 21-year-old says he does not recall the stabbing.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
There's a nice shot looking south on Lemon toward Fruitville in downtown Sarasota. 5:30 right now. We hit a high of 97 degrees yesterday.
I know, and it was humid when I stepped out the door this morning. It's like it's progressively getting more and more humid every single day when I walk out the door at 3:30 in the morning.
The good news is that all this rain the past couple nights, my car is no longer quite as dirty.
Very true. Good point. That is the benefit.
Another upside to rain, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's nice to see a little bit of the wet stuff on the lawns too. I know so many people have been talking about the hit they've taken in terms of losing landscape this season. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more rainfall around here over the next 3 or 4 days. I'd like to see that. Radar right now pretty quiet though. Your morning commute will be absolutely very, very rain-free. Later on today, you know, we may see an isolated shower, but I'll tell you what, the rain chances today are actually going to be a little bit less than they were yesterday. A lot of sunshine around. I put the rain chance at about 10–20% this afternoon. Late in the day, though, by about 2 p.m., it'll still be sunny and hot, with temperatures climbing up once again to the mid to upper 90s across the region. Forecast comes up in just a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Manatee County looking all clear right now. The only congestion whatsoever is at State Road 70, heading eastbound toward the interstate. Nothing too much right now. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll check that map. See some red spots. The first one I saw is 41 southbound, not too far from where we are at 10th Street. Also 41 northbound from Bee Ridge, heading towards Siesta Drive and Weber. And also southbound 41 just beyond Stickney Point Road, where it turns into Clark. Otherwise, South County maps will show us, drum roll, still a buildup in both directions on and off 681 at 75 at 5:32 on this Thursday morning.
Let's take a look at some of the top local stories we're following for you on the Suncoast this morning.
A triple murder trial that was expected to last 3 weeks in Manatee County is already winding down after a few days. Yesterday, the widow of a pastor killed nearly 3 years ago testified how the defendant, Andres Avalos, came to their church suspecting his wife of having an affair with her husband, the pastor.
And the community is having a second die-in protest today. Community members are protesting Congressman Tom Rooney's recent vote in support of repealing and replacing Obamacare. That protest will be held today at 11:30 a.m. in Punta Gorda.
As part of National Police Week, Bradenton Police will honor their only 2 officers ever killed in the line of duty. One officer was killed back in 1934, the other in 1970. A ceremony is set for this morning at 10:30 a.m. at the historic courthouse on Manatee Avenue. Topping our national news, a former FBI director will serve as a special counsel to examine potential Russian involvement in last fall's U.S. elections.
This after back-to-back allegations against the president, accused of sharing highly classified information with top Russian officials. ABC's Janae Norman has details.
A trifecta of tumultuous developments, bombshell after bombshell after bombshell, sending shockwaves through Washington and the White House.
No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
At the center of every controversy, President Donald Trump. Now the Department of Justice appointing a special counsel to take control of the investigation into Russia's interference with the 2016 election, including possible collusion with the Trump campaign. That announcement coming after Attorney General Jeff Sessions recused himself. Made by acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein just a week after Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, and the White House initially blamed the decision on a recommendation from Rosenstein. But Trump later admitting during an interview on NBC that the Russia investigation was a factor. The man now leading the investigation, Robert Mueller, who served as FBI Director from 2001 to 2013 and enjoyed wide bipartisan support then and now.
Yeah, obviously that's a step in the right direction.
This takes the politics out of
of it. Hopefully this has gotten too political.
Mueller will have all the authorities of a U.S. attorney, including the ability to take the matter before a grand jury and to issue subpoenas.
Whatever investigation goes on will have the credibility of Bob Mueller, the former director of the FBI.
President Trump previously called the Russia investigation a total hoax and a taxpayer-funded charade. He released a statement saying, quote, "There was no collusion between my campaign and any foreign entity, and I look forward to this matter concluding quickly." Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Also in Washington, Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos is at the nation's capital to speak with President Donald Trump and the U.S. Congress in hopes of improving the two countries' relationship. He also plans to talk about the peace process and a solution for the ongoing drug war. And President Trump's daughter, Ivanka, giving an anti-human trafficking speech at the White House on Wednesday. Ivanka Trump was joined by a bipartisan group of lawmakers and anti-human trafficking experts and leaders. Next week is Combating Trafficking and Child Protection Week in Congress. Ivanka says 9 pieces of legislation will directly address that issue.
A Texas college student suspected of killing a classmate and then stabbing 3 others made his first appearance in court yesterday. Prosecutors want 21-year-old Kendricks White to undergo tests to see if he is competent to stand trial. It is not yet clear how White's mental condition will play a role in this murder case. Last week, White told the reporter he doesn't recall stabbing anybody, but his attorney said White lacks the capacity to have understood the interview. The incident happened last month on the campus of the University of Texas at Austin.
On to some devastating news in New Hampshire this morning. A couple is facing charges in the death of their 2-month-old son. Police say meth played a big role in the death of Bradford Ross and Kayla Austin's child. Officers were called to the family's trailer last August on reports of an unresponsive infant. Police say the conditions were horrible and it was clear the couple was using and distributing meth from their home. Ross and Austin are charged with negligent homicide and manslaughter. They also have a 1-year-old daughter who is now in a safe environment.
A Tennessee gas station clerk called for help after seeing a man passed out behind the wheel. But what happens next was unpredictable. Watch this. Police dash cam video. Officers and medics arrive. The man awakens and tries to take off with an officer who is holding on to his car. There he goes. The officer said he lost his footing and a car tire ran over his leg. But in those seconds, he didn't think of himself.
In the moment, you don't really think about it. You know you got a job to do. I knew I had to get this guy detained, so I was just trying my best to do that. And like I said, ensure the safety of the public.
Now, that driver was later detained and had a picture taken of himself. He's charged with aggravated assault, driving on a revoked license, and evading and resisting arrest. As for the officer, he is okay and he's already back on the job. Those dash cam videos are very illuminating, shall we say.
Yes.
You see what the police are going through out there.
I know. Well, here is an inspirational story for anyone who goes down the wrong road. A former gang member who spent years behind bars now has a master's degree from an Ivy League university.
Wow, he talked to reporter Michelle Charlesworth about his decision to turn his life around.
Some of the best students I've ever had, and I've been here since 1990.
Professor Full of Love, yes, he is full of love, doesn't hold back about the mind he met while teaching in prison. Richard Gamara now holds a master's from an Ivy League university.
I started off as a really good kid, then to a really bad kid, then to a bad juvenile, bad inmate, good student, and now a graduating grad student.
28-year-old Richard was caught with a gun at 16, starting a series of arrests. He spent 7 years in prison, 2 in solitary, but earned his undergraduate degree while he was there. Now add his master's. He says untapped potential makes him crazy.
Some of the brightest minds that I've ever met are in jail, and then they just end up not becoming anything because nobody ever gives them a shot.
One of the huge things that got Richard to this point was the fact that he was always an A student all the way through high school because of his parents and, believe it or not, because of the gang he was in.
Even my fellow gang members were like, listen, you better go to school. We're not going to hang out with you during school hours, and if we find out that you're cutting, we're going to kick you out.
What derailed Richard's life also guided it.
Let's provide opportunities and programs for kids so that they have some sort of supportive system so that they don't have to join gangs in the first place.
What turned it all around? The moment his baby daughter couldn't touch him through the thick glass prison partition.
I have to start behaving, acting like an adult who wants to be a father.
A father who's taking on the very issues he's lived.
He stopped being a student and started to think of himself as an actor, as a player in some of the public health dramas that exist in many of the communities here in New York City.
Richard already has a job. He starts in June, working on policy at Rikers.
There you go. He says he wants to work for 2 years and then return to Columbia for a doctorate in teaching. Good for him.
Wow, inspirational there for sure. In state news this morning, a wild dog is beginning to feel comfortable outside its habitat, but it's also causing a lot of concern. Experts say coyotes are being driven from their homes and are looking for food. But what's to blame? Well, the drought and extensive wildfires right here in Florida. That's leading to more sightings in residential areas. Though human attacks are extremely rare, pet attacks are becoming more common, and Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says the coyotes have gone from living in a third of the state to now occupying every Florida county.
Prey on rabbits and chicks and eggs and smaller animals, and when these fires go through, it wipes all that out. So it just forces them into other areas.
Dennis Towns says the bad news is that there's not much that can be done to keep the coyotes out. He compares them to mosquitoes. We will always have them, he says. We just have to be careful and be aware of our surroundings.
In Florida, help is on the way for military members and veterans. Attorney General Pam Bondi is launching a new consumer protection initiative designed for veterans. The Military and Veterans Assistance Program aims at stopping deceptive business practices. Those with the program will partner with military and veteran leadership statewide to provide information on scams targeting veterans and how to report them. It'll provide assistance on issues related to consumer protection and connect vets with legal aid offices or other agencies if needed. It'll also allow for more communication between local, state, and federal agencies to help address consumer complaints as well. Also in Florida, a new report shows there's been 3 straight years of growth in the cargo and cruise industry at all Florida's 15 ports. Florida is home to some of the top cruise ports in the world. They are Miami, Port Canaveral, Port Everglades. Also, of course, Tampa has one as well. It's estimated that every dollar the state spends on port improvements has a $7 return in tax revenue. The Florida Department of Opportunity estimates the state's ports produce 900,000 jobs throughout Florida. And John, look at this, an incredible shot of a massive rain shaft captured in Iowa. It's a pillar of rain. You don't see that too often, do you?
Not a nice picture of it like that. I mean, every thunderstorm has a rain shaft.
Right.
It has to. But that's a very impressive one. Nice picture there. And I should imagine that the gust front on that was pretty impressive as well.
I was going to say.
Yeah. There were lots of reports in Iowa yesterday of bad weather. Several tornadoes.
Right.
There were damages to trees and power lines down. A couple of tractor trailers were turned over by gust fronts just like that. It's a rough day for them. More severe weather anticipated again today, too.
Okay, also still ahead, mobile devices. They're more an effective way to distract your kids, but you could be delaying an important and essential ability as well.
We'll have that story coming up next in our Health Smart.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
The warm weather continues on the Suncoast across the peninsula. Temperatures are running about 6 to 8 degrees above average right now, with 77 in Tampa, 75 Fort Myers, 76 Naples, and across our area solidly in the 70s. 72 Wauchula, 71 Arcadia, 73 Myakka, Parrish 74, so is Bradenton, Sarasota, and Venice comes in at 73. We're looking at temperatures today that'll be very warm, with 74 the current air temperature and a dew point hovering around the 70 mark already. Double barrel low pressure areas moving through parts of the west, producing snow showers at high elevations of the Rockies. And I mean heavy duty snowfall. The weather warnings are up in this late season storm, with perhaps 3 feet of mountain snow possible. For us, high pressure remains the dominant weather feature, keeping us very quiet in terms of rain showers across the state of Florida. We had a few yesterday, but that's about all we're going to see today, maybe even a few less than we saw yesterday. So few and far between. Hopefully by the weekend we'll see a few more showers come our way. As we develop this easterly wind flow, maybe some moisture from the Atlantic and from the southeastern part of the Atlantic will work its way into the forecast. And that's why I've upped the rain chances as we head into the weekend. That's the hope anyway. Hot weather continues, a few coastal showers, but drier as we head into the next 24. We watch the storm outlook for the state of Florida being pretty scant today, but back to the west, bullseye in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma for the potential of some long track tornadoes, as well as damaging winds and hail. And that's a very high risk today, so that'll probably be in the news tonight, tornado damage back there. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness across our region, but a lot of sunshine as well, boosting our daytime high temperatures again to the near 90 mark. Titan radar review shows a few scattered showers that moved through yesterday. Manatee County saw some heavier rainfall. That was nice for them. Hadn't seen any for a while. I think today we'll see a lot fewer showers around. Tomorrow, I think, will be a little bit better than it will be today. You can see only a few scattered showers on our future cast. Tomorrow, I think maybe the rain chance bumps up to maybe 40% or so by late in the day, and then the same thing may hold true again on Saturday. So let's hope that that plays out and we get some pretty decent rainfall to to finish off the work week and the beginning of the weekend. Sunday, probably a little bit lesser rains around. So of the 2 weekend days, I would think Sunday will be the drier. Daytime highs, again, warm right straight through the period. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. Really, in Manatee County, the only thing you're really going to see on as far as congestion goes is State Road 70 as you're heading towards I-75, heading east throughout that area at that intersection where 301 interchanges with it. As we head into Sarasota County, pretty quiet throughout that area. Just the normal slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road as you head towards I-75. Also, Fruitville Road as you're heading towards 41. Looks like a little bit of congestion on 41 heading southbound as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. A little bit of congestion on that bypass on 681 from I-75 as you head to Business 41 throughout Venice.
All right, on to Health Smart now. Mobile devices can be great learning tools, but there's also a downside.
That's right. Kim Hutcherson explains why in today's Health Minute.
Children who spend a lot of time looking at screens may experience delays in their speech development. Researchers worked with the parents of nearly 900 18-month-old toddlers. They tracked the amount of time the toddlers spent looking at TV, smart device, or phone screens. The study found that about a fifth of all toddlers spent 28 minutes a day looking at screens. But for every 30-minute increase in daily screen time, there was a 49% rise in expressive speech delay, or the ability to communicate with sounds and words. But screen time doesn't appear to have an impact on nonverbal communication, like gestures or body language. Researchers say the findings indicate parents should spend more time talking to and interacting with very young children. They recommend no screen time at all for children 18 months and younger. And for children between 18 and 24 months, researchers recommend parents choose quality programming and watch it with their kids to help them understand what they're seeing. Researchers presented their findings at the 2017 Pediatric Academic Society's meeting. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
According to that study, 20% of children spend about 28 minutes a day using cell phone devices.
A bionic suit could help paraplegics walk again. This machine is called an exoskeleton. A set of bionic feet, legs, and hips helps those with spinal injuries. Researchers shared their work with the exoskeleton system at the Reno VA hospital yesterday. Getting patients up and moving has a positive impact both mentally and physically.
It allows people with spinal cord injury to be out of their wheelchairs and standing and ambulating.
The device can be prescribed for those with spinal cord injuries. Wonderful. 5:52 right now. An iguana inside where?
We'll tell you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
All right, welcome back. What would you do if you went to use the bathroom at the comfort of your home and saw that huge lizard in your toilet? Well, that was the scene for one South Florida woman, and her first reaction, call 911. I don't blame her. A fire rescue member from Miami-Dade says the lizard likely came up through the pipes. The iguana is now at a wildlife rescue center. From toilet to rescue center, that's great. As for this lady, she says she'll check the toilets in her house each time she uses them before sitting down. I do not blame her.
Yeah, that could be bad timing.
Wow.
Better than a snake, though. It could have been a snake.
Glad that wasn't the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Oh, my God. It sounds like a punchline to a joke.
I know.
All right. We'll update local news and have John's hot forecast and traffic in 2 minutes. Stay right there.